Monday night, and 2K Sports presents the end. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, Captain.
David, he clearly is a special talent, and his resume shows it. Thank you. Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Robert Covington.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Here are the five for the Clippers. The guard spots filled by Jackson and George. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. And it's Batum in at the three. And for Minnesota, we've got Patrick Beverley. He's out there with Russell. Anthony Edwards out there with Towns. And it's Vanderbilt in at the four-man position. Batum dishes to Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's George. It's rebounded by Towns. And so Beverley will bring it up for the Timberwolves.
And Towns, not known for his rim protection, but he's improved in that area recently, challenging and changing more shots.
Here's Russell. It's hauled in by the Clippers. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively, challenged shots, and really protected the rim.
Boy, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit, getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
Russell passes to Towns. Outside Edwards. And the rejection by Zubac. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
And with Towns, Greg, you knew he had the potential for rim defense, and it became a focus for him.
Yeah, and a lot of defense is putting in the effort. Credit Towns for improving in that area, and we'll see if he can take another step defensively.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Batum against Edwards. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
You know, that's where the high release point of Batum worked to his advantage, allowed him to get that shot off.
Minnesota making some changes. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Vanderbilt. Okogie comes in for Edwards. And it's Beasley in for Patrick Beverley. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Hartenstein's checked in for Zubac. Robert Covington comes in for Marcus Morris. Powell, he's checked in for George. Mann subbed in for Jackson. Back to Russell. Fires the three. Another miss by Minnesota. Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
You know, Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player. Very effective at finding the open man, too.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Beasley for 3. They get it back, and it's Towns on the follow.
One of the many skills that Towns brings every night is his offensive rebound.
And here is Powell. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. The tray, and he's good on the 3-ball. Powell's got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Los Angeles on top. They're up by 8. And we'll get the second quarter on. For those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, Russell in the backcourt with Beasley to his side. McDaniels is out there with Naz Reid. And it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. Some super teams come together, Clark, on paper, and they look like sure things for the finals. But just how important are the other things, the intangibles?
Yeah, I think the intangibles, Kevin, are the most important things. When you talk about chemistry, trust, connectedness, those things just don't happen because you have great talent in 3 or 4 players. You have to have a team that's committed to one another and that trusts one another, and it takes time to build that into a championship caliber unit. So those intangibles are really important if you're going to win a championship.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Russell. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Marcus Morris is checked in for Hartenstein. Reed misses.
You know, the fact is he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
And one thing about Naz Reid, he knows how to play within himself.
You're absolutely right, Greg. He doesn't force shots, rarely takes any shot that's contested. That's why his efficiency is so good.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Vanderbilt's checked in for Minnesota. Edwards comes in for Malik Beasley. Vanderbilt the pass to Edwards. Here he goes. That one's not going to go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. A lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his play on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
He is certainly playing at an elite level. PA, thank you. Now, here's McDaniels. Zubac's defending. Here's Edwards. It's hauled in by Zubac.
He's been an absolute non-factor. 0 factor this game. Just a horrible performance from him.
And there's the pass to Jackson. Over to the wing. Back to Zubac. A rebound by the Timberwolves. 15 seconds left here in the second. Beverly, the pass to Vanderbilt. Prince dishes to Edwards. Can't get it to fall.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. 13 points up at the end of the period. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was all about the Clippers as the game got going. They put together the kind of powerful run that every team would love to have, 10-2 off the tip. When the clock ran out in the first quarter, they were up by 8. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. One of the stories here, Reggie Jackson getting it done today.
but really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Yep, and you know what? He does the dirty work for him. That grit and grind type of work. Always hustling all the time.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. The guard spots filled by Jackson and George. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubats. And it's Batum in at the 3 spot.
George, no stranger to dealing with contact and still finishing the shot.
And we all know what George brings offensively, but it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
Step back shot. That shot off the mark. And Minnesota will come the other way. Now Beverly. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Vanderbilt misses. And with Paul George in his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Russell can't hit from 12.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Some changes for Minnesota. Okogie's checked in for Vanderbilt. And it's Beasley in for Patrick Beverly. The Clippers also making some changes. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Zubats. Robert Covington comes in for Marcus Morris. And Norman Powell subbed in for Paul George. Here's Powell. Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Beasley. Timberwolves trail by 17. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Left side, Towns. Russell kicks to Beasley. Good work there as it goes.
It's sharp shooting there from Beasley. Normally we see him a lot deeper, but that time he chose to step inside the line.
Jackson with it. Now guarded by Towns. Hartenstein controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 17.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Out to Edwards. Good, and the assist goes to Town. Edwards got his first 3 points of the game.
You know, Edwards is still tweaking his three-point shot, but it sure looked good there.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The drive by Jackson. Here's Hartenstein. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight, and so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. .11 seconds left in the third quarter. Here is Russell. Beyond the arc. No good that time. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Right back after this break. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Russell in the backcourt with Beasley to his side. Nas Reed out there with McDaniels. And it's Okogie in at the small forward position. So that's the Timberwolves 5. From about 19 feet and too long on the shot.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and They've really been strong on the glass.
Russell with it. Kicks it out to Beasley. Puts up a three. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And that one falls for Reed. And Greg, you were a hard-nosed defender. Would you be frustrated by what they're calling a foul today?
You know, I would based on how I played, but if you grew up in this era, this is just the way the game is, and you have to adapt and adjust, and that's what you're seeing with the players. Guys can defend it every bit as good as they ever have. In fact, I would argue they're better defensively today because they're not allowed to grab and hold. So the league is focused on offense. The fans seem to love it, but at the end of the day, you still got to get after it defensively. My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Nothing surprising about that, guys. We've come to expect plays like that from him, and still, they never get old.
Here's Zubac, and again, no good by the Clippers. Timberwolves trail by 10. Beverly the pass to Russell. It's blocked. Now here's Powell. Outside, George. Looking to end his cold spell, and George with the stuff.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost him.
And I tell you what, more brain-neutral plays like that one, and they'll have a hole deeper than the one they're already in.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Reed, and Anthony Edwards subbed in for McDaniels. And then for the Clippers, Batum comes in for Luke Kennard, and it's Jackson in for Powell. 4 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. George with the bucket.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And the dunk by Towns.
Exactly what you want from your point guard. Nice dime to the open teammate by Russell.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Towns against Zubac. Stolen. Here's Beverly. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on George.
Oh, I love the aggressive mindset Beverly has. I mean, that's really what makes him special. He's not afraid of getting bumped, especially when he's going to the bucket.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And you know, Beverly is easily one of the most tenacious defenders in the league. An absolute pest of epic proportion. Love his energy.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now, let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline for our player. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for